Now, another issue that you touched upon, environmentalists and the NGO types. You're pretty fond of slotting people in types. Like, I mean, maybe it would just annoy you because
No,
I
I
already
won't.
have.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Sorry,
What's your name again?
Abhinandan.
Abhinandan. You're more nervous than you think that you're making me.
No,
okay?
I'm not making it.
And I'm not hostile. You ask a hostile question, you'll get a hostile answer.
Yes, ma'am.
You really are nervous.
I am. What is it that really gets you about NGOs? You think NGOs in general are just evil? That just the frequency of your attacks
No,
makes me wonder.
the NGOs that I have met, whether they're working in the environment or whether they're working in other areas, have always been frauds. It's bad luck. You know, there may be some good NGOs. I haven't met them, right?
You've never met a good NGO ever?
No, actually, no. But
Seriously?
Madhu Kishwar, yeah. No, but by and large, no. As for NGO types, yeah, I don't like them much because I think that they are by and large types.
Lefty loonies.
Yes. Yeah, I believe that they tend to have very fixed ideas, and
as opposed to yours that are flexible.
Yes, yes. Because I really believe that if you had lived through India's leftist decades and seen what India looked like then, I mean, this kind of thing would not have been possible, right? So I am totally opposed to the leftists.
So the internet isn't an invention of non-socialist India?
I don't know a leftist country that I would
Not
want...
Not that I'm lefty or anything.
Well, you certainly seem to be, my friend. You certainly seem to be as lefty as it's possible to be.
Really?
So at least have the courage to admit it.
Right. I'll work on it, promise.
Yeah? Because you've charged me with always... No, you have. You have made charges. Now have the courage to listen to what I have to say. You've charged me with always going for NGO types and lefty types and paying compliments to the corporates. You do talk like that. Okay. Yeah, you have a funny little way of talking.
Moving on, may I?
You always move on when it's getting exciting. I'm enjoying this. Stick to the tough stuff, baby.
Yes,
I can eat you for breakfast.
And not even burp because you're
and not even be aware of it.
Right. Now your disdain for television, because you've
I have no disdain for television.
I mean, you've criticized television news pretty harshly in some of your pieces and also on Twitter. You think it's the nature of the medium, or you think it is something that Indian television news has got wrong?
I think Indian television has got it wrong, and you can't blame them either. But I can point that out as a commentator. In other countries, it took like 50 to 70 years for television to grow. In India, because of Doordarshan having had a monopoly, it grew in 20 years. So you suddenly went from one channel to 350 or whatever news channels as we have now, and they had to grow very, very fast. So, you know, yes, it's an immature way of doing the news, and there's more comment and more breathlessness than there needs to be. But we'll get there, you know, but that doesn't mean that we must all silently sit down and say we can't criticize it because it's Indian television. And
you think print has got it right?
I criticize the print media all the time.
I'm not accusing you of it. You're very defensive.
I'm not.
Should I call you auntie, ma'am? What should I say?
Don't you dare call me auntie. God forbid that I should be related to you.
No, that's an Indianism. You just call it an auntie.
You can't even speak Hindi, and you're talking to me about Indianism. Okay. So don't do auntie with me.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. So ma'am's fine?
Whatever you like.
You had spoken about, again I've come to the wrong one, that I'm a commentator like you just said, and I have a right to comment on policy. That's what journalists do.
That's what columnists do, yes.
Yeah. You use what journalists here though, but yeah, I mean, you're a journalist, you have been, I mean, I've seen your resume, it's very impressive. But you think that right of commenting on policy is only to journalists, because there's just a smack of a certain snobbery that as a journalist I have a right to comment on it, but most of your columns kind of criticize others if they have a point of view? And if they do, where do they air that point of view?
I criticize others for having a point of view. Never.
You're saying
nothing
that,
I enjoy more than somebody
no,
who
you
has.
say that what do they know about policy? Like what you've said is, as a journalist, I have an opinion on policy.
Have I said that? Where have I said this?
On Twitter, actually. And you have disdain for Twitter as well, but yet you spend a lot of time there. I'm a journalist, and we usually have views on politics and the economy. Mine is that India has no right to be poor. So you have views on politics and the economy.
Somebody
as a
sent
journalist.
me a tweet
saying,
how dare you say this?
Well, and of course, as a journalist,
And
you have a
what
point of view.
No, 1 minute. This was in answer to a tweet sent to me, which said that you seem to have a view on everything. So I answered, and I said, I'm a journalist, and it's my job to have a view on everything.
But yet, other people's views you are dismissive of, in the sense that, like you said, what does a driver know about a worldview, and other such comments that you have on other people's views who aren't journalists
Like
or
who?
commentators.
Like who?
Like Team Anna, you have.
They have a right to criticize me. I have
No,
a right to criticize them.
it's not about
I've never
just
said,
you or
no,
them.
I'm sorry.
talking about
no,
policy.
No,
it's not
1
about
minute.
individuals.
I'll tell you what I have said about
can
Team
you
Anna.
not just? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about commenting on policy and politics. That is what I'm commenting on.
I've never objected. I'm trying to stop you before you go in the wrong direction. That you have said something stupid, then I would give you the right to answer.
You stupid. I wouldn't dare use that
no,
word.
you said that you don't like other people to have an opinion, and I have never said that.
Okay.
So you cannot put words in my mouth and then expect me to comment on some silly little lie that you said.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Lastly.
Oh, go on. Ask me some more. I'm really enjoying this.
I actually have other stuff to do as well, though I would love to go on. When it comes to online media, social media, they say the democratization of news, a million opinions. You think this is a way forward and will lead to a more informed society, or do you think this will lead to a more disinformed society where rumor mongering and gossip goes in the wake of news, in the online space? Which way do you think this goes?
I'm totally against any kind of censorship. I believe the more information there is out there, the better it is. I believe totally in democracy, and I don't believe that there should be any curtailment of the freedom for anyone to say what they like.
But you think in the news space this is actually going to lead to a more informed society, or a more anarchic?
We'll have to just wait and see. I'm not a prophet. I'm just a columnist.
You could have fooled me. Thank you.